Okay, another unboxing. This one has just come in now. FedEx. It took, I don't know how long, a long old time to come through. This is actually a StockX pickup, the first one for me for a while. I don't know what's happened with the US postage service in the last week or so, but as it got right to the end of H1 2022, everything just really slowed down. So I've got this is actually the second to last purchase I made in the first half of the year. And the other one's been 11 days and I still haven't even had a shipping notification, so I really don't know what's happening there. Yeah, let's just dive into the box. So anyone who was interested in this drop as it was happening will know what this is, just based on the box design. And get all the packaging out of the way. 1 second. Because it's from StockX, I don't want any personal information popping up. But here we have the Air Max 1 SP Sport Spice Coconut Milk, which is a funky name for a colorway. Again, 11.5. So yeah, these are the Kasinas. So I have had, you can see there the Nike. You see that just as the sun hits it. It's a really cool little hit on the top. And then you have all of this design all over the box with the Kasina writing here, and then the swoosh and then Air Max written in here. So this is the Sports Spice color. So you have the packaging is it's red, and then it has that same package, that same design, sorry, here, and then when you turn it the other way, blue, and then the same thing again on the inverse. Just open up the packaging inside. Take both of these puppies out. Again, they're DS, so they can go wherever I want them to go. All over the table. We don't give a, you know what. So I'm just gonna plonk these puppies on here. And then I'm going to bring in the twin brother, or maybe not twin brother, but her brother into shot as well. So this is a pair I was looking for them at the same time. Ideally, I wanted to buy them on the same day from the same person. I just couldn't find anyone who had both pairs. I think these drop only in America and in North America, sorry, and Asia, and they only dropped on the sneakers app. So despite what I'm about to go into with the price, these are actually really pretty limited. So I don't know if it's the economy, I don't know if it's the shoe itself. Can't imagine it's that. I don't know what it is, and it's all of the other drops happening at the moment, but these, in my opinion, have been absolutely massively slept on. So this is the Kasina times Nike MX1 special project called Won-Ang, so it's WON-ANG. Sport Spice and Particle Grey are the two colorways. I think the Particle Grey is dropping in Europe at the moment. It's it either has or is going to be in the next few days, depending on when you see this video. I think that's end of H1 2022. They're not getting this at all. So this is Asia and North America only. So I mentioned before, I'm not complaining or anything, but given how limited these are, the price, that I paid, I didn't hit on sneakers on either of them, so I've had to essentially pay resale for both. And I paid, I can show you up here the StockX prices. I bought one on a local buy, so I just met up with a guy, and then another on StockX. I paid $435 combined for the pack. So call it $220 each, basically. And with a retail of $160 plus tax, so depends what state you're in. Here that would be about $175 maybe. 30, 40, 50 bucks, so $40, let's call it, over retail, so 25 quid, somewhere around there. Not bad at all. So yeah, it's pretty insane. I think it's part of the economic slowdown. Everyone I've spoken to so far says it kind of gives them that London Amsterdam city pack vibe, with this pair being more like the London and these guys being more like the Amsterdams. I will pop up an image here again to show the StockX price of that pack, because I think what makes it even more surprising at how cheap these are is how expensive that pack is. That pack dropped during a time where I was like really not feeling my Air Maxes, so I kind of passed on both. And I like both of them. I don't like either of them enough to warrant what those current prices are looking like. So I'm just gonna lock these over here. Got the grey ones out of shot, so I can just like focus on the Sports Spice for a second and do the unboxing there. And I'll just actually go over, let me pop both off to the side, and I will bring in one of each for you guys to see both, just while I give a description of the colorway. I think it's kind of like, give you the best visual of what I'm actually describing here. This is the South Korean boutique, Kasina. They celebrated their 25th anniversary with this theme called Better Together, which it released these two colorways, as I said, inspired by Wonang, which are carved wooden mandarin ducks, also known as Kiromeji. I'm probably really not getting that right, but they symbolize unity and love. They're paired together and often given as marriage gifts because it is believed that unlike most other types of duck, they mate for life. And if one pair dies, the other one will go into mourning. The colors also incorporate materials that are said to bring good fortune. And I think that's like good fortune in Korea, typically in Korean culture. Obviously, as we said, the boutique is from South Korea. So the uppers feature a bunch of Wonang graphics of the two ducks. So you can see the duck here on these really cool hang tags, and the other pair on the Sports Spice. So they both have, you can see the two ducks here, like side by side, which I think is super cool. They have that, and they also have, let me bring in here on the outsoles, you can see the ducks there. So it's a very like duck themed thing. And this, that's on those translucent soles. The rich pony hair, which you can see up here in this kind of like tealy green, and then here in the particle grey, and soft suede, and like I guess like the super indulgent like soft suede here. There's buttery leather on both of the toe boxes are super buttery leather. There's like super long haired, well not super long haired, but like fairly long haired suedes on both of the toe box wraps. It leads then into more grey. I love this split on the bottom there. They're just all super premium materials. You have completely leather lined on both pairs. They also have the slightly off-white inspired exposed foam on the tongue, and the tongue's really streamlined. Cork insoles, branding on the back, so you have the two ducks again on the back. They're just like covered in special detail. They're like really kind of, I've had a few other people that own them and say that they have a really like bespoke kind of vibe to them. And I guess like this indulgent premium materials are meant to kind of replicate that indulgence that you have on your special occasion, given the overall theme. So the design also, as you can see here, includes a flower on the lateral toe mini swoosh. So a mini swoosh is typically, to a lot of Air Max 1 fans, a big sign of like a super collectible pair, and typically they tend to kind of be a differentiating point versus like your more typical GRs. And that flower, the Kasina boutique branding on the tongue tags, the key rings, as I said, and then these wooden lace dubreys as well. Another like really nice little hit here. As you can see, you've got the swoosh here and then the Kasina name here. Those tongues have the Kasina on them as well, as I just said. Yeah, so that's like the run through. I would say for me, the only negative I think of both of them, I'll just kind of pop them up here, is that you can see like the toe box shape isn't the best. Like this is actually not the worst pair I've ever seen. It's not as boxy, like a lot of them, it's kind of like straight up off here, like really bulky. What you kind of want is a much more sleek, kind of narrow, more kind of dagger type shape. This one's a little bit better. Neither of them are good. I will probably reshape both of them. I'll whip the old iron out and we reshape both pairs, both sides. So yeah, that's like, I guess, okay, there are two negatives. So also have a look here. So I've had these grays for a while. This just took much longer to deliver. You can see obviously like out of the box lacing versus me relacing. These obviously they don't have a foot in them, so they still don't look perfect, but you can see here like it looks a million times better when you over under and relace them. But either way you kind of you do this one, the laces are not good. I do not like the laces at all. So I'll also probably be buying 2 pairs of like off-white, sail, cream, whatever you call it, laces, and relacing both of them. The laces are too long, they're too fat. I don't like the material, they crease easily, they just don't look good. They look like this kind of DC skate type lace from years and years ago. So I will be redoing that as well. I'll pop an image up here as well if I can find any on my phone where I've reshaped other pairs of Air Max 1s in the past, so you guys can get a kind of like glimpse into what I mean by the whole reshaping process. And maybe actually at some point I may make a video on it, but we'll see. It's a fairly easy to learn process, and the kind of thing that once you've done it once, yeah, it's pretty easy to master, but it can give such an additional kind of improvement. You have the 2 outsoles here. Again, you can see the ducks on the outsoles. This one has a bit of a pink tinge to it, and this one has a slightly off-white one to it. And you can see like just how bespoke the two shoes look, and I'll just lay them side by side here and give a bit of a view on them. Hopefully you can see just how cool these shoes look. Yeah, and just to kind of like run through totally on the colorway, you have a blue back here, the green, blue, then this kind of like almost like oxblood red, which comes back into the rand, I guess it's called, the mudsole, the mudguard, sorry, the mudguard rand, comes into this orangey kind of almost like pumpkin orange, turn out, and then you have the slightly lighter red up here on the eyelets, more of this oxblood, more of the dark blue here, and then a kind of cream finish up here. And yeah, so there's lots of colors on here. This pair I think is a bit more out there. This guy here is a much more simple, similar green. So this green and this green are very similar, and you can see it here in the light. And hopefully you can see that there in the light. Then you have a lighter gray, darker gray, and then 2 slightly different shades kind of between these two. This is a very gray and green shoe, and then this is just like all of the colors. So yeah, that is the unboxing. Over and out.